Hello and welcome to Election Reflection, the podcast where we're looking to the essence of democracy, the act of voting and the aftermath of elections. Why do we vote? Who do we vote for? Are they really in touch with the everyday man? Do politicians truly experience the decisions they make? How many times have politicians delivered on their promises once they've been elected? Let's start with the most basic question. Why do we vote? Voting is described as a civic duty, a right fought for by those before us. But beyond the slogans and civic responsibilities, what motivates us to fill out our ballot forms? Is it a desire to influence the direction of our community, our state, or our country? Is it a belief in the power of democracy, that each vote truly counts? Or perhaps it's driven by a sense of tradition, a ritual passed down through generations. Consider this. In many countries, people have risked and even lost their lives for the right to vote, which is a powerful reminder of its importance. But in places where voting is relatively safe and straightforward, voter turnout can be surprisingly low. Why is that? Are we taking this right for granted? Have we lost faith in the powers that be? Are we ill-informed, or is it that we just can't be bothered? What's holding us back? What would it take for more people to engage in the electoral process? Who do we vote for? The candidates come from various backgrounds with different platforms and promises. But how do we decide who deserves our vote? Is it based on party affiliation, policies, personality, performance, or the media? Or are we copying our generational votes? Let's break this down. Party affiliation can simplify choices but also polarize us. Policies can be detailed and comprehensive but often hard to understand. Personalities can be charismatic or relatable, but is that enough to lead effectively? And performance, while measurable, can be influenced by factors beyond a politician's control. In an ideal world, we'd be informed voters making choices based on a combination of these factors. But reality often sees us swayed by media portrayals, social media trends and misinformation. How can we ensure we're making informed decisions? Is it about more accessible education on political matters, or perhaps greater transparency from candidates? Do you see things getting easier or harder? How do you choose who you vote for? When politicians create policies and pass laws, their decisions can have far-reaching impacts on the lives of ordinary citizens. How often do they feel the effects of their decisions? Are they subject to the same healthcare system, education standards, and economic conditions as us? Look at healthcare, for example. When policymakers debate healthcare systems in the UK, it's the NHS. Do they use it? Do they have to wait days for medical assistance? Are they experiencing the same challenges as us? Do they understand the struggles of the everyday man, or are they insulated by government-provided healthcare benefits? Do the children of politicians attend the same underfunded and oversubscribed public schools that many families rely on, or are they in private institutions with lots more resources? In terms of economic policies, do they face the same financial insecurities that many constituents do, or do their financial statuses provide them with a comforter against economic downturns? Finally, do politicians deliver on their promises? Because election campaigns dangle carrots of grand visions, but once elected, how often do these promises become reality? It's easy to be cynical, but it's also important to recognise the difficulty of governance. The elected candidate may have the desire to change things, but only when seated do they know the reality of the position they've taken. Promises made in the heat of a campaign can be hampered by legislative hurdles, economic realities and unforeseen crises. However, this doesn't absolve politicians from accountability. If they don't deliver, is it due to genuine obstacles, or was it a case of over-promising and under-delivering, manipulating the voters? Once the vote is cast, it can't be withdrawn. Furthermore, how do we as voters hold politicians accountable? Is it through regular elections, town hall meetings, or perhaps more innovative means like digital platforms or direct feedback? As we ponder these questions, it becomes clear that understanding the experiences and challenges of ordinary citizens is crucial for effective governments. Politicians who are in touch with the everyday realities of their constituents are more likely to craft policies that truly address their needs. So, why do you vote? And do you believe politicians deliver on their promises? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Talk to me. Share your experience and let's continue this critical conversation. This decision affects us all. How can we encourage more empathy and understanding from our leaders? Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Election Reflections. Until next time, stay informed, stay engaged, and most importantly, stay hopeful. Our democracy depends on it. Keep smiling. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.